Hello everyone. Today in our computer programming lab, we'll continue our discussion on advanced control flow. So in advanced control flow, today we will learn about the do while statement. So the do while statement syntax, it looks like that first we will write a do, then if this particular block of statement would get executed at least one, then we would check for the while condition, and then this text expression would be checked. If this condition is true, then we would go again back to the curly brace and we'll start executing the statements. Now how does the sequence of execution of statements looks like? So first we'll start with initialization. We will execute some block statements, that is which block statements we are talking about, that is has been written in curly brace. Then we will execute the update statement. Then we will check for the text expression. If the text expression is true, we'll move towards block statements. We'll again then the update statement, and then again check for the condition. Now the important thing is, every time when the text expression is evaluated, if it becomes false, then the loop is executed. Now one of the most important part related with do while loop statement is that it is a entry control loop. Okay, it is a exit control loop. So when we are talking about exit control loop, it means that you will execute this statement at least once. And when you will execute this statement at least once, when the condition is false, only then you will get out of this particular loop. Now we will start moving towards the simulation part. So again we will as we have seen in for case, now we will make it for do while case. So in do while case we will start with the value of 5. Now we will start executing. Now again for your information, whatever has been written in red will be termed to be the current line of execution. As we all know that our C program starts with the main function, hence our main function is currently in a red line. Then we initialize the value of p. The value of p is currently 5. Then the value of factorial is 1. We will require to avoid any garbage value. Then we'll assign the value of p to I, which means that the value of p, which was 5, now is assigned to I. And then we will check whether the value of p is 0. As we already know that we are given 5, so this condition will become false, and we will move towards the closing of block of this if statement. After this, what we will do is we will execute the do statement. So when we enter the do statement, what it will do, it will calculate the value of factorial. So as you already know, the value of factorial was 1 over here, and the value of I was 5. So after executing this statement, what will happen? The value of I would become 4, the value of factorial would become 5, and as the condition, as the value of I, which was 4, is greater than or equals to 1, we'll jump to this part. Now you can see what is happening. The value of I is 1, the value of factorial, because 5 into 1 is 5. So this becomes 5, and because of I minus minus, the value would now become 4. And as the value of 4 is greater than or equals to 1, we again reach to the do statement. Then again this thing will happen. The value of factorial, that is 5 into 4, that is 20. The value of I would become 4 minus 1, 3, and 3 is greater than 1, hence we will move towards the do statement. Currently what does it mean? It means that the value of factorial is 20. Then we will execute this part again, and now we find that the value of factorial is 60. We will again execute this part, and now the value would be, value of I would be, because of currently the value was 3, and because of I minus minus, the value would become 2, and the value of factorial would be 120. Okay, now we will execute this part again. The value of factorial would be calculated. So 1 into 120, the value of factorial is 20, and the value of I becomes 0. And because it is 0, you will observe that after executing this line, code over statements will pop up. Okay, so as you can see, the code running is over because the value of I, before execution this statement, the value of I was 0, and after I minus minus, this value becomes 0, and 0 is not greater than or equals to 1, and hence this condition remains to be false. And what is our output? Our output is 120. Thank you for watching. In the next practical, we will learn about the strings in C. Thank you.